Hi, guys. Um, I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for all the hard work you're doing the last 2 weeks that you've done. You have turned in your homework assignments, the majority of you, on a very timely fashion. It's done. It's been very neatly done. I'm very impressed, and I'm going to thank you all for doing that. There are a couple things I'm still waiting for, a couple stragglers, but I'm very impressed. And please thank you, and let your parents know thank you too, because I've received quite a few emails from parents as well, wanting to make sure everybody's up to date. So you're doing great. Now we finished Longfellow, and now we're getting ready to get into a part of literature that we have to cover some history first. In dealing with literature of any type, literature is always written about the time period. What's going on during that time period reflects the literature, the writing, and everything of that nature. What we're going to get into this time period is realism and naturalism, which dates between roughly 1890 to 1914. The realism movement in America followed a period that was often referred to as the New England Renaissance, in which a lot of sentimentality, emotional introspection predominated American literature. The local color movement, with its close attention to the dialect, customs, character types of a particular region, formed an important transition between the Romanticism and realism. Now, although local color writing paid close attention to details about people and places, its treatment of the psychological aspects of the human nature, emotion, and motivation was very sentimental. The realism movement, however, as the name implies, is realism. It's depicting life realistically. It doesn't take into consideration all the psychological and the emotional things that go on in society. Our goal in this unit is to be able to demonstrate an understanding of the effects of social, economic, scientific developments that took place as well on the shift from realism to naturalism in the turn of the century in American literature. There were several things that went on during this time period, and it's broken up into three different sections. Section 1 deals with predominantly the social and economic forces that transformed at the turn of the century in American society. The second one deals with the influences of Darwinism, Charles Darwinism, and the growth of American realism. Also in this section, Section 3 deals with the transition from realism to naturalism in American literature and explores the imaginative range of American realistic works. This introduction will also help you to develop an understanding of how these developments in America and the world influenced the writers of that time period. So without this history, Mr. Newman would really like this, that we teach the American history as part of our English class as well, because it's important to understand the language. Excuse me. The major concerns of this time period are also still concerns of our society today. Sorry about that. By 1900, the 12 largest cities in America were populated 40% by immigrants, and another 20% by the children of the immigrants. And today, we still have struggles and difficulties with that. In 1895, we see the discovery of the X-ray machine. So we see science venturing out and finding and discovering new ways of dealing with things and helping with people. In 1883, we see the popular paper On the Size of Atoms, which was it was published during that time, and it sparked a renewed attention on the atomic theory that was introduced in 1802. So 81 years later, we're now having this new occurrence of what's going on and a new attention that's driving everybody to that. Also during this time period, we see travel beginning, deliveries beginning because of the transcontinental railroads that are being built and established. In addition to speedy deliveries of manufactured goods and railroads providing first travel means of becoming the first travel means of travel in America. In 1860, it used to take a trip from Chicago to New York 3 weeks. And then 23 years later, we now can take a trip from Chicago to New York in 48 hours. Of course, now we can make it shorter than that. But that's where we're going to end up for right now. And tomorrow, the next video, we'll pick up again with some more history leading into the different authors that we're going to be reading and exploring as we go on. Please take good notes. Stay well, stay healthy. Have a great day.